because this map here of all the builds, Relay for Life, is so amazing when you think of the scope. And because we can think of it and build it, we have so much power to change not only the world that we live in Second Life, but also how we feel inside. It's just such a celebration, and I am here with someone who embodies this, the beautiful and aptly named Sierra Sugar of Writers for a Cure. Hey, Sierra, great to see you.
Hello there, Pooky. Nice to see you as well.
You are so lovely. What
Thank
led
you.
what led your group? Writers, I'd like to ask about that. Writers for a Cure, what led your group to pick that name?
Riders for a Cure were formed by the Surfers of Second Life, the Second Life Surfing Association. We've been involved with Relay for Life 4 years and 3 years as an official team.
All right. It's an amazing group. You're part of the build team
Correct.
that you were telling me about. I'm really curious. What are some of the ideas you thought of during a planning session? In other words, how does a building session for Relay for Life begin to form? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Actually, it was kind of mass chaos. We typically have been on the water activity sim as a surfing group,
Hmm.
and we really pushed this year. And last minute, we were able to get a large spot on the enlightenment sim. So this week, we're like, okay, what do we do? And my partner that worked with me, Cole Air, our team captain was busy with school finals and work. We stayed up till about 6 o'clock in the morning brainstorming. We
Wow.
changed directions about 3 different times and finally ended up with where we are now.
It sounds actually like a giving birth.
It was. It was pretty hectic there for a little while,
Hmm.
communicating through email and note cards with the other team members. This is what we're doing. This is what we need. Is it okay? And then having to wait for responses. So it was a little touch and go there.
And I guess you really begin to know the people that you work with and that are on your team. This must be a wonderful experience in terms of learning about yourself and your team members too.
Well, absolutely. The surfers, we're not just a team. The surfers have been around in Second Life for um, easily 5 years now since Heather Goodlife created
Wow.
the first surfing waves. And the teams, would hold regular competitions about once a month. We've become friends and family. Many of us have been through losses together, have dealt with dealing with cancer with each other together. So the surfers are more like a family than just an SL team.
That's that's great. It's it's just so much, it's so much a part of what gets you through the day and you think about it even at night and gets you ready for the next day.
It is.
What
2 years ago, when I lost my mother to cancer, some of the first people that knew were actually many on my SL team and friends inside Second Life. After she passed, they were some of the first outside of family that I contacted. So we're all, quite a few of us are very close.
and you know that when you talk to the people in Second Life and you tell them things that are emotionally important, that response you get back is so pure and genuine.
It is. It really is. There's a saying, friends are the family you choose. And that's exactly what these people are. They're my family.
They are, and that those feelings are authentic. This is real. This is our extended family that we found in many cases. And I'm sorry, Sierra, to have heard about your mom.
It was a difficult time to be sure.
Yeah. You've put that energy into um, your work, and can you talk about the builds that you've done this year?
This year we tried to include the overall theme seasons, and
Mm-hmm.
the build actually starts off with summer, which is vibrant and bright and how we all feel. Then again, it moves into fall and further up. moves into winter, and again, we've got the flowers and trees to express the changing of the seasons. And there's a path that cuts through the hills that you follow back into spring. You come out of winter into spring, and Cole is a wonderful builder. He's great with sculpting and scripting. You tell him, you show him a picture, we want this, and next thing
Ooh.
you know, you have it. He's just phenomenal. And we wanted to kind of replicate the fountain in Sydney Harbor, that spiral type fountain that's so famous. And he recreated that for us. We built a bay back there in the water, a little cove, and he replicated the fountain, built a sculpted wave and surfboard, and we've got
Mm.
memorial surfboards all around the fountain for those team members and family members, such as my mother and my sister, who have both passed, as a dedication to them, that those that we've lost to cancer, and to the survivors, like our team captain, Lisa, is a cancer survivor.
So it really is like a, a, a living memorial in many
Correct.
ways.
Yes, correct.
And the fact that I think electricity pulses through our veins as avatars, we have a kind of life that extends through many circuits in many ways.
It is. I'm involved with a lot of different discussions as far as identity, and Second Life is just, or any other metaverse that you're in, is just an extension of our overall identity. It's not different.
It's actually just as profound, and sometimes even more so when you know you've worked on something, you've built it with somebody that you care for, and you built it for somebody that you love and will always remember.
Yes, it is. It completely is. As I said, our family, our friends here, we've come so close with them over the years, worked with them on other Relay for Life events, other memorial events. We've buried several
Hmm.
members, sadly, and we've had in-world memorials for them. We've Everybody here is very closely tied together, and we feel everything together. So yeah, in a lot of ways, it is more real than the strangers that you know in real life out on the street, or your next door neighbor that you hardly communicate with.
Well, of course, it's real because our feelings are real. It's real
Correct.
because our voices are real. If you talk, as I once commented to someone, if you speak to someone on the phone, how do you know they're real?
Exactly. That's just a digital
Exactly.
transcript of their voice. It's broken down and transmitted to you, and then, through electricity. So that's a good analogy.
And then you have the reality, of course, also of that $1 million, and now it's actually more than $1 million that's been raised, and over 333,000 just this season alone. I'd say that's pretty real, wouldn't you?
Yes, that just blows me away. I know the first year, what was it, we raised right about
Mm-hmm.
$5,000, and I just thought that was amazing that first year. A bunch of, as I was saying, a bunch of gamers, we raised $5,000. Take that for all the people that were naysaying Second Life and gaming or whatever. And to realize that we've hit $330,000, it's just mind blowing. I love it.
Oh, it is. Any other builds besides yours, of course, that you would like to tell us about? Anything that caught your eye? I mean, it's obviously from the expert's eye here.
I did manage to fly around and inspect some of the different builds. I love the War of the Worlds. It's a miniature build, and they managed to capture that whole feeling, that whole world. So if you get a chance to go see that,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. And there's some fantastic steampunk builds out there. There were several of them this year that I was happy to see the return of steampunk.
Oh, how wonderful. Yes, and everybody must see it and come out and see all of the build, and you must see contemplation and enlightenment
Oh
that
yes.
this amazing Sarah Sugar has built. We're going to be covering a lot more events here at Relay and our marathon for Relay for Life and Second Life. I'm going to toss back to the studio. Thank you so much, Sierra.
Thank you, Pookie.